I'm Lee. I'm a New Zealander who lives in the East Riding of Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. And this is my podcast about my handmade life. I'm on Instagram as Louleigh_. On Ravelry as Louleigh. I sell knitting accessories at Shop Louleigh on Etsy, and you can find links to all of my online places at louleigh.com. Welcome. It's really nice to be sitting down with you and having a little chat, and I'm trying to ignore him. Today I'm wearing my enchanted Mesa, which you can't see very much of there. Go like this. Ba-da! I've worn this on the podcast quite a bit before, and it's a jersey that I made out of a selection of DK yarns from Blacker Yarns. I should look at my show notes to see what I have to talk to you about today. I was just trying to think it up when in fact it's all written down in front of me on a list. The first thing is shop news. I have my early bird sale this week in my Etsy shop, and it is well stocked up with notions cases and knitting needle cases. There's still bags in there. Yeah, so if you want to get in early for your Christmas shopping, then now is a good time. There's 10% off in my shop all weekend. And I like to do it nice and early because the last postage dates that Royal Mail put out they're a recommendation. They endeavour to deliver 90% of that mail before Christmas. So if you don't want to be in the other 10%, then it pays to order early. And so I have my sale now so that you can get in nice and early and make sure that you have your things under the Christmas tree. This is community news, and we have a couple of things that are going along in the Ravelry group. The first one is the Advent mini skein make along, and we have been amassing our mini skeins all year, and we're all gearing up to open them for Advent. I would love to hear about other mini skein traditions people have at this time of year. That would be really interesting. If you want to come over to the group and to talk about that and share what you're doing, that would be really fun. However, so come and join in. If you have a mini skein tradition that isn't around Advent, then please feel free to come and join us as well, and share what you're doing. We're all sharing our projects, which is super fun. A lot of people are sticking with socks, and I spotted the throw that Helen from Curious Handmade has done. That wasn't what I was planning to do, but it looks really lovely. So there's some good ideas coming together in that thread already. Come and join us. We also have Knit 1000 grams running along in the Ravelry group, which is a challenge to knit at least a kilo of stash yarn before the end of March. And I had been knitting the Elm cardigan as my Knit 1000 grams project, and I've become distracted. Marceline Smith, who is Hey Brown Berry, put out a shout out for test knitters for a fun new pattern that she has coming out. These are the Rest and Rejuvenation. I think last time I said Rest and Restoration. No. Anyway, Rest and Rejuvenation socks. I think they're coming out on the 18th of November. And so far I have just knitted one. I'm using, the brown is an Eden Cottage 4-ply tempo, and then I'm using a neon orange from Coop Knits Socks Here, and I think because it's blended in with the brown, it makes it look kind of a little less neon. But I've really enjoyed knitting these. I'm looking forward to casting on the second one and getting that going. I think what I found with this pattern and the Pebbles and Pathways patterns is that they're easy to memorize, and so they're both patterns that I would be inclined to knit again. I tend to cast on socks on the hoof, and so if a pattern stays in my head I'm more likely to reuse it. So yeah, I have those going along. I have a confession. Because I usually block socks for other people to wear, I don't have a sock blocker in my size, so this is a bit baggy on here. The main thing I've actually been working on this week is not actually particularly exciting. I have been knitting a little pile of swatches because tomorrow I'm doing a steeking workshop for my friends at the York Guild of Weavers, Spinners and Dyers, and as much as I've told them to bring a swatch, I suspect that some of them probably might forget, so well, they may not, but I just like to be prepared. And I also need some swatches to demonstrate steeking techniques. I'm going to show them how to do a hand sewn steek and a crocheted steek, so they've got options. And I have been working on this little swatch, which looks a little bit more like a steeked garment would before you come to steek it. So I need to get that cast off and washed and blocked ready for that workshop tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it because I used to train people to use software in my old job and it was really fun, so I'm looking forward to doing this as well. I've made a little handout with some of my favourite steeking videos, and yeah, so that should be really good. For that swatch I'm using the Rerum Natura Gilead, which is a yarn that I really like. It's so nice and squishy to knit with, so yeah, as I say, that should be really good fun. I'm really looking forward to it. The last thing that I want to talk to you about this week is my Girl's Breast Friend shawl, and I've just pulled it out of the bag and realised that I am halfway through a row. However, hopefully I can show you half the shawl and you can see where I'm up to. This orange colour is a Ginger Twist Studio yarn, and I think last time I said it was called Blimey, and in fact it's Melon Balls of Fire. And then the teal colour is from Meadow Yarn, and the ginger is a beehive yarn. And I really like the way that the diamond pattern looks a little bit like acorns, so my shawl is going to be Acorns Are a Girl's Best Friend, I suppose. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm onto the second acorns section and am excited to get onto the bubbles section, which I think is next. Yeah, it's just a little bit addictive, and I just keep picking it up every now and again and putting a few stitches on it, so that's really good fun. I've memorised the acorns pattern now. It's not the acorns pattern, I think it's supposed to be a diamonds pattern, but you know. And so yeah, so now that I've memorised the acorns pattern, it's just chugging along quite nicely. So yeah, I'm enjoying that one. It's been so nice to sit and have a little chat with you this week. I hope you'll come and join us in the Ravelry group. Don't forget that I have my sale on this weekend if you fancy a little treat for yourself. And yeah, come and join us in the Ravelry group, and I shall see you next time. Cheerio!